Dee-dee-dee-da-doo. Dee-dee-dee-da-dee. Dee-dee-dee-da-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, shit. Are we live? Are we live? Where are you? Where are you, good people? I see you there. I see you. There you are. Hello, it's Chef Kravitz, 420 Live. Already having technical difficulties. Here, check out the view today. Our location. Can I get out of the way enough? We're on the Chesapeake Bay. I am lucky enough to be at my cousin Bob's house for a couple days. Bob Margolis, and we are first cousins, and it's nice to be with my first cousin and hanging out and, you know, doing all the things that first cousins do when they haven't seen each other for a while, like talking, complaining. I'm Jeff Kravitz. It's 420 Live. Welcome to our pre-dinner and a movie fiasco extravaganza today. We will be hitting it with some of my favorite Phish fans from some of our favorite Facebook pages. The dialogue, the drama, the pathos. We're going to get into all of it today. Meet some very unique and dedicated fans that I've known for quite a while. You know, Phish has been a constant theme in my life. And as all of us here know, we're all fans of music. It's the one thing that unites us all. It keeps us together. And if you think about it, it's the only thing really keeping us sane this whole pandemic. It's the way we've united with our friends, had our watch parties, our Zoom parties while our favorite bands are playing, and also got some content out of our bands, our favorite bands. So here we are. Once again, I'm distracting you from this crazy, every state's so different. You know, now I'm in Maryland and they have indoor dining here. I mean, we went out on the deck last night to the crab shack and did the crab thing. And it was, beautiful. You know, you walk in with the mask, and you sit down and eat your crabs, and then you get up and you leave. But you couldn't eat crabs with the mask on anyway. It'd be very hard to stuff them in there. But it's beautiful to get out and see the country and visit my friends. And it's not something I usually do because usually I'm on Phish tour and I'm going from one venue and then I'll stop a couple days to visit some friends here and go to the beach and see mom and just like hustle a whole scenario around where the band's touring and what they're doing. So with this summer being off and everybody being restricted, I still found my way to the East Coast. And last week I was up in New York City. It was very unique to do the shows from up there. And this week I'm down in the Chesapeake Bay. Well, I've never been down this way, the East Bay. It's beautiful down here. And I'm in St. Michael's. I don't know if you know this area, but it's absolutely magical. Here, I'll get out of the way again. Look at that. It's like quiet and peaceful. The only wooks here are us. So it's nice to be here with my friends and hanging out. And I know getting together this summer, I get a lot of shit. People see, oh, everybody's not close. You guys are wearing masks. I'm sorry, I'm not going to wear a mask on the beach. I got it. But it's the beach. Nobody else is wearing a mask either. It's not like I'm the only guy not wearing a mask. But I do wear it wherever else I need to do it. I've forgotten them. I had to go back to the car. I do anything that has to do to try to stay healthy. And I'm sure everybody out there is trying to stay healthy. And that's up here too, as well as, you know, the body and to keep in mind kind of healthy in these times. It's such an uprooting of our schedule and our system and the way we used to operate and everything that we do to have fun that now we're kind of, you know, all relaxing and watching and just trying to figure out what the next move is. So I've had many crazy guests over my long time. It's 105 shows. I've been coming live since March 16th. I'm going to close this because the Schwitz is coming. And since March 16th, I've been going live. It's about 108, I think, shows, something like that. And I've had a lot of different guests. And I've never had the chatter that was going around on Facebook on the crew I picked today. I must have picked a good crew, especially resonating with our fan base, because all these guys are loudspeakers out there and organizers and trying to, you know, run a fan website on Facebook, you know, which has become an incredible, the Schwitz has become an incredible resource for fans. And it's a great place for everybody to congregate, watch shows, watch parties. So Henry Schwab is one of my guests today. Henry, I've known for years from the site. We have Mandy Berman. Henry has Phish Inc. is his link to the world, where they talk about all the amazing poster art. And it's kind of crazy. We had Jim Pollock on the show. One of our biggest shows was Jim Pollock coming on. So I know how rabid that poster art audience is. They really are in it to win it. So very rabid fans. Ones are always in line first to get those posters and to buy all the merch, and keeping people like Jim and all our people employed, helping out there. And we have Mandy Berman from Mandy Berman's Stupid Phish page. And I know I got that right because he made me write it down. I have it tattooed now. And we have my friend on the West Coast, because we want a little West Coast love too, Josh Finkenberg from the Sanity website. Josh is also another rabid music fan. Let's start today. I'm going to bring each guy, a couple minutes with each guy, and then we'll have a little group round table. Let's start with Henry Schwab, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hey, Jeff. Good to see you.
Hello, Henry. The legend.
Honored to be here. I've been waiting, I guess, 108 shows. You got my lucky number. I finally made it. Thank you so much.
Your number got pulled, Henry. It's good to see you. You've been a long-time fan. You were one of the first people to click into my world and watch and support, and always giving me love and shout-outs. So I want to thank you for checking me out when I was nobody.
I mean, you've always been a bigwig in my life. I mean, you're a hard guy to miss to begin with, let alone, after the bottle cap thing at the Baker's Dozen. I mean, I've been following you like daily ever since.
You know what? There's certain things I do in my life. I hope I can do something to eclipse the bottle cap routine, so I can have something else in my headstone. Because right now it's like the guy who gave us the Dasani caps. But it was a good thing, and it was something for the scene. It was something that was important to me. When, Henry, was your first Phish show?
I jumped down on the Santana tour, summer of '92, and thought it was really cool. And they came back around that winter to the Midwest, and I got addicted to it. And I just started jumping on and seeing as many as I could. And for spring break '93, I jumped down to Florida, and they did their first run down there. And that's actually the first time I ever bought a poster. There was a guy inside the show selling fan art, and I grabbed the poster, and then the band slowly started coming out, checking out the scene of the crowd at this indoor venue, just wide-eyed, like, what is going on here? We are just like part of the scene. You could see them getting bigger. You could see that they kind of wanted to interact. And I had that poster, and each band member was nice enough to sign it for me on the first poster I ever bought.
Wow. You still have it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Got that up on the wall in my house. That's probably going to be the last one I ever get rid of.
And when did you start the Phish Inc. Facebook page?
Well, the poster thing was always cool. I can't say like I was as addicted as a lot of the poster art people were. I was working for Greenpeace, selling, organic hemp bracelets and necklaces.
That's the first place. That's the first place I remember seeing you at a Phish show, is at the Greenpeace table. Greenpeace Henry.
Yeah, I was hanging with Greenpeace Mike, and he brought me aboard, and we just sold organic merchandise. And at one point, Amy Skelton, the band's first fan who was running the band's merchandise, asked me if I would get these Phish books signed by the band, and I'd bring them backstage and put them out, and they started signing them. And that's kind of how the whole like autograph band merchandise stuff started. And then later we moved into the posters, mostly from the first Trey tour. We started doing them.
And that was what, 2003?
Either 2000 or 2001.
Okay.
Maybe it was 99. God, I'm spacing. It's whenever that first one came out with him.
Oh, he did the fluorescent tubes, right? Wasn't that the first? Was that the first?
That was the first Trey show, but there was a poster. That's the first Trey print, I mean. But I wasn't actually at that show. But that's the official first Trey print.
Oh, yeah. Alex Bruff. It's so good that we have so many historians. 1999.
Yeah, I thought it was 99. I mean, I did the 99 through 2001, but that was the first one we got officially signed by the band. And the band's always so cool, like signing stuff for us to raise money. And at that time, we were actually raising money for the Water Wheel Foundation, the band's own foundation, and so much merchandise and prints. We're able to raise money now through the band's charities to so many great causes. And it's just an amazing thing how much it's grown.
So what's it like? Like you started Phish Inc. How long did it take before it took off? Before people started joining up?
You know, that the GD50 in 2015 was kind of like where the thing exploded. You know, the band was just so good at merchandise, and they sold like 12 posters, and everyone just got so into it. And there were these Facebook groups, one of them called Phish Prince, that had about 4,000 members. And you could just see the explosion happening. And it was growing so quick that these two guys started a new group that they thought would also be cool. And after about 20 minutes, they had 50 people join, and they felt overwhelmed. They contacted me and asked me if I would take it over. And I kind of just put my stamp on it and started running it since then. And I think we have about 14,000 members now, and started an Instagram group. And it's a lot of time to just like organize cats and try to keep everything in line and keep people respectful, and try to raise a lot of money for charity, because that's really why I do it. I mean, I love the art. I love the community. But if I can do something extra to give back and to raise funds to causes that matter, it means more to me.
Well, I know when Pollock does these water wheel prints like he did, we're all in this together, and it just watching them spread all over. It's like wildfire. It's unbelievable. And all that money is going to, I believe that's water wheel. Isn't that a water wheel poster?
Yeah, and Jim's so cool. He kind of got addicted to going to shows again, starting with that Deer Creek 16 when I brought him down to the rail. And I think he went 3 straight years without leaving the rail. I mean, it was.
He's still at Deer Creek, probably at the rail.
Yeah, second set 16. That's when Pollock got addicted to the rail. And ever since then, he hangs out at the water wheel table for like 2 hours before the show and at intermission and signs stuff for fans. I mean, he's like single-handedly, like Amy Skelton did during 1.0 to help Greenpeace. He's done for water wheel. Him and Beth Montori.
Jenny, who would know, $114,000 a water wheel through that poster. Absolutely incredible. I mean, you know, quite a force, Henry. You've done quite an amazing thing. I just want to talk about you're not, this isn't your paid job. Just for a minute, you want to tell everybody what your real job is out there?
Well, I'm selling more stuff with organic clothing at synergyclothing.com. And we sell organic fair trade masks, and we give a lot of money back to charity, including Black Lives Matters and other organizations. So it's kind of like a continuation. I've been trying to sell and promote organic things for a long time. And I'm really lucky to be able to get through this COVID thing with something, and to have the opportunity to continue to do good things. And the Phish community has been great to us and have supported us so much. And Phish Inc. has just been a great outlet for me to talk about positive causes and to just joke around with people like you. I mean, my favorite Kravitz story is seeing you on the floor at that Tahoe Tweezer show, when, like me, you couldn't stop complaining about how bad that show was. We were both totally bummed out. And then, as that jam was just going off, to continually look over at you and see like whatever you were on was happening. The band was happening.
Well, the band. Hey, for me, you know what? For me, it's all about the music and the band. Sure. I mean, ultimately, I'm all about it. And I always say this about Phish, and this is one of my mantras that I'll take to the day I die. I never set the standards for this band. All the standards, everything that I expect out of the band, and is something that the band has showed me that they're capable of in the past. So it's just when you see them not live up to the things they've done before, and I'm not talking about age, and I'm not talking about thinking that they're back in '94. Listen, I heard that show from 2018, because tonight we're going to hear a 2018 show, driving from Raleigh. John Schwartz played it the other day yesterday as I was driving up, and I was blown away. It was so good, and the band sounded so playful and fun. I'm like, I always thought it was 1.0 at a certain point, but then I heard the song selection. I knew. Yeah,
that was my first Dead show was there. First Dead show for me was '89 at Rosemont, so that's like a special venue for me. And I went back to that show because I go back to the Chicago shows to relive the memories, and it went off. That fall 18 Chicago in the Halloween. Wow.
Even playing along at home, when I was playing along at home, I didn't go to the show, but when I put it on, I hit play, and that Punch You in the Eye started. That was all over for me. Well, Henry, we're going to introduce our second guest. We have Mandy Berman coming on. Mandy runs Mandy Berman's Stupid Phish group. And, you know, Mandy is a lightning bolt of controversy on the scene. But let's welcome Mandy. You would think, I thought you were a woman. I have to admit.
I've often felt the same way, Jeffrey. Don't feel bad.
What, that I was a woman?
No, that I was a woman. Hold on, let me just wipe my eyes. I fell asleep there during Henry's poster talk. Oy vey, Schmear. Yeah, what do you know, Jeff, this is interrupting my very regimented schedule of Facebooking tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Mandy, you know, is very has created a lot of controversy. Mandy, now you started your page basically because you got thrown out.
I had to start my own page.
You had to start your own page.
I had to.
And what was your page is definitely different than any Facebook Phish page I've seen. So I'm wondering.
Don't be afraid to ask the questions, Jeff. Let's go. Let's go, Jeff.
Where do you find your inspiration for where your fan page?
My inspiration was nobody else wanted me anywhere.
So are you like the Island of Lost Toys?
I got kicked out of SOP 3 times for not being positive. And
because you were talking about shows in a negative vein because the band wasn't playing up to your expectations?
No. The people weren't up to my expectations. You see these assholes I deal with every day? Come on, Jeff. First of all, I don't know what kind of Zoom camera you're using here, but this thing makes me look short.
Someone met me in person. They're like, "You're so tall, you should stand up on your show." And I'm like, what would that matter? You see me from the neck up.
I stood next to you at the lock-in, and I had to ask for the bulldozer to get you moved. I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do is to stand in front of Mandy at a show, and I'm look at the back of my jeans.
Listen, as long as you don't rest your beer on my head, I'm okay.
So what would now you're a 2.0, I think, right? You came a little bit later to the scene.
Did you have to mention that? Are you trying to make me feel bad in front of Henry?
I was the one who actually mentioned in the pre-show.
No.
Everyone.
I don't. Hey, listen. I didn't get to the dead till 91, so don't worry about it. I was late to that table. As long as you get to the table is the main thing, and you understand what the main course is all about.
All right. Do you want to hear my story? Or you're going to keep talking.
I could keep talking.
Okay. Well, here's my story. I first listened to Phish in the early 90s when I was going to school at University of Miami. And, I was a Deadhead, and my first Dead show was 1988 at the Miami Arena. And people turned me on to these tapes. We had, rich kids at University of Miami. They knew rich kids up north at other schools. And they said, you got to listen to this band. It's the newest. It's the greatest. And they played me something with David Bowie. And I'm like, what the fuck is this crap? And that probably turned me off for like at least 10 years. And, it's funny. Henry mentioned the Florida run. Were you at the Cameo Theater in 1993?
Yeah, I did the first 5 in Florida.
Okay. I almost went to that show. Had I gone, I probably would have been on, that arrested my development about 10 years because I saw my first show in 2003. By 97, I was knee deep in diapers. So I really couldn't, say, hey, I like this band. I'm going to start traveling. But what was I saying? So anyway, 97, I started listening to the band. I'm like, wow, okay, this is cool. I like the funk, but I wasn't going to travel for them. 2003 New Year's run, they come to Miami Arena, American Airlines Arena. And I go to the first show and I'm like, I can never not see a show again. It's like the best thing I've ever seen. They played, interesting footnote, they played Friday at my first show, a song they didn't play too often. And after 192 shows later, I've never seen Friday again. It was only played at my first show. So Trey, if you're listening, I'm sure you are, play Friday again.
No, Trey, don't play Friday. That thing bums me out, man. Come on. I like
Really?
to dance.
I love
slow dancing. Oh, no. I'm not a ballad guy.
There's not going to be too many 2.0 stories during this interview. Maybe we could just start moving to Fink now, or I don't want to tell you how to run.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if we move to Fink, it's an all-out sausage party. We might as well have Phish here.
Hey, So what is your day job?
My day job?
Yeah.
I've actually had the same job for 28 years. It's the most consistent thing in my life. I sell industrial chemicals, maintenance products for a chemical manufacturer in Cleveland, Ohio. They recruited me right out of college when I was 22, and now I'm 50, 28 years later doing the same thing. So if you need any good sanitizer or disinfectant, I know a guy.
Yeah, one thing I know is I love chemicals.
I heard that. I've been to some of your parties. I know that, Jeffrey.
And when did you start? So when did the Phish page start?
Well, I started the Phish page a couple of years ago because, and this is a true story. I got kicked out of another Phish group for just being me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own fucking stupid Phish group, and I did. And
that's what you called it too. I mean,
yeah, I
pretty
just
funny.
It's Mandy Berman's Stupid Phish Group. I never knew it would take off as it did. You know, we've gotten so many requests to join the group today. My guy working the velvet rope, he's already got tennis elbow. Good thing I've got a good insurance plan. Not the insurance plan Henry has in Phish Inc., but that's another story. All right, Jeffrey, come on. I got to get back into Facebook, so let's make this quick.
All right, we're bringing in Josh Finkenberg from Sanity.
Hey.
Josh is from San Diego, California. Hello, Josh, the best-looking member of our panel today, the healthiest looking member.
It's a low bar.
Well, Sanity. Now, Josh, you started Sanity. That was recently.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. It's not just me, a couple other friends of ours. We started it because the Phish Facebook world was getting a little insane and we wanted a little piece of sanity. So we started a group that's a little nicer and friendlier and softer than Mandy Berman's stupid Phish group or Phish Inc. But it's actually, in terms of the rest of the groups too, it's a pretty small group of people, but it's been really, really awesome, actually. A good place to connect and see friends and watch the shows and have chats and pick 6 games and stuff like that.
And what was your first experience seeing Phish?
My first, February 19th, 93, I was the box office manager at the Roxy in college. Oh, so I got paid to see Phish the first 3 shows. And I worked the box office. I sold tickets to some people that it's their first show and people I still talk to that are in my Sanity group, actually. But what I'd have to do is I'd have to sell tickets and then I have to close the bar at the end of the night. So I really didn't even see the first set of any of these shows, but I saw the second set. And to be honest, I was a square kid working the box office, going to Emory, and I really didn't get Phish the first few times I saw them. So
well, that show, that 22093, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's legendary. I mean, come on, that's one of the shows where they did it was just fragments of songs all night long. I mean, you know, that's Phish at their ADD top peak. So I'm sure if you weren't into like that and you went to see that, you're like, wow, this is too weird.
It was way too weird for me. I got actually a kind of a cool think stat. I believe, other than the guys in the band, I'm the only person who's ever seen Phish's 2 covers of Paul Simon's song of all time. One is 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover at the Hollywood Bowl, which I was on ahead of stuff and considering leaving my girlfriend at the time. And I often say Phish doesn't play necessarily always what you want, but what you need. So I was like, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. I left my lover. But the other one was that run, because I was a box office manager, I was able to watch the sound check. And they sound checked You Can Call Me Out, which they've never played in real life. So think factoid.
Your lucky brush with fame. And what is it that you do in the real world?
Well, the real world. I follow Phish and run a Facebook page and exercise. I actually, I've been retired for 11 years. I was an investment banker, finance guy, which is I didn't see as much fish. I saw a decent number of fish in 1.0, but the majority of the fish I've seen has been in 3.0 because I was working 70, 80 hours a week. And my mother died suddenly in 2005, and it changed the course of my life. And instead of pursuing a career and wealth, I had done pretty well. I downsized my life and decided to choose a path of pursuing happiness and experiences and collecting moments. So what do? I take care of dogs. I swim, I bike, I chill.
I got one good question for you.
Shoot.
Are you hiring?
I'm high. The pay sucks, but the benefits are awesome.
What's great with Fink in the scene is so many people look up to him and hear his message, and not to get too like emotional, but this seems to be an emotional page. Collecting moments is a thing that we say all the time because he says it. And in the art community, people always want more and more. I got addicted. I thought I needed every poster that was ever out there. And then I thought I needed 2 of every poster that was out there. And from listening to Josh, and when Josh says stuff like that, people thought about it. And he calms us all down. I mean, he's the anti-Berman. Berman freaks us out. It's the upper and the lower. And then they switch places with us. And part of these Facebook Fish groups, whatever drug or Jones you need, you can get it for that minute. And these 2 are 2 of the leaders in the scene, along with the Addicted to Fish and the Fish Tour 2014. They don't let me into the Fish Chicks, so I don't know what's going on there, but I'm in our scene, and we appreciate you having us here just to shoot the shit about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mandy.
What happened?
Are you in Fish Chicks? Is that what you're going to say? And it's probably because they all think you're a girl like we all did.
I'm actually in Fish Bitches, which is the anti-Fish Chicks page. But I don't say a word in there because I don't want them to realize that I'm there on name alone. So.
But Henry, I find it interesting you talk about conspicuous consumption because it's a massive problem, and it's like, how many posters do you need? I mean, nobody has the wall space for everything they're collecting.
Yeah, I mean, I was buying like flat files once a month to be able to put all these posters in. I was getting warehouses just so I could put them up on the wall, and I finally needed that Fink intervention to just talk about collecting moments. You know, it's like you show up at the show at 5 o'clock to either get to the rail. There's rail groups out there, or to get the poster, and you're just racing around, and you have to hit every show. I mean, there were all those years like I didn't miss a show. It's like the Jones is so real in this group, and then you have all these drug and alcohol free groups out there too. And a lot of those people were just ex addicts in their own way. And now instead of drugs, it's posters, and things are just rotating around, and watching the whole Fish community try to figure things out and figure out what works for them and to finally become adults if they can. It's been a really interesting process to watch.
Speaking of posters, unfortunately, excuse me, Jeff, I'm talking. Speaking of posters, I see Fink has the Alpharetta Welker behind him, which I'm not a poster person, but that's a fabulous poster, right? See, I have Andrew. Baker's Dozen right behind me. That's on canvas. That's actually one of 2 posters I own. The other one is in the closet. It rolled up. It's from a show I didn't even attend, but I won in SOP a few years ago. It's the whole other story. Can we go back to talking about me?
Well,
I took a lot of time.
First of all, that's not a poster behind you. It's a photograph. It's a photograph, not a poster behind you.
Okay, thank you.
Because Andrea Nuzanov is a photographer, so
yes.
Just want to make sure. I just want you to know that it's a photo.
Yep.
So what is it? What do you collect, Mandy? Would you collect any kind of Fish memorabilia at all?
I collect bad relationship with a number of people, but as some of you may know.
Do you have a book?
I have great relationships with these guys. I was backstage in the green room before the show, Jeff, and I couldn't even, between Fink and Schwab, I couldn't even grab the curling iron for more than 5 minutes. I mean,
we put a nice spread on back there, huh?
Yeah, and Jeff, I'm not one to complain, but you got to step up your game on the refreshments. in the green room. What the hell is
Come
that?
on. This is the 425 CBD bar, boys. You want to talk about a collector's item? Asher's chocolates. Look at that. 8 ounces of delicious. It's the trashed bar because it's got 5 ingredients plus CBD and chocolate.
Jeff, I'm not here to make you money. Okay.
You're not here to what?
I'm not here to make you money. But I didn't sign up for any advertisements.
Fink, what do you collect?
Moments.
Yeah.
Tell me about this moment. Tell me about your moment collection theory. I want to hear your theory here.
Well, I mean, now listen. Look behind me. I clearly do collect some stuff, so it's not all Pollyanna. I'm a magnet guy. I was into posters. I got the holy grail for me of posters, and I said I was riff tired, and I haven't gotten a poster since. But I like collecting magnets, so I collect magnets. But as far as collecting moments, anything I see, they can't take from me, right? Yeah. So I was just in the hustle, doing deals, trying to make money, living for the future, and deciding, all right, I'm going to make this money. Then I'm going to go 20 years from now, I'm going to go spend this money, or I'm going to go do what I want to do. And when my mom died, it really was the last gift she gave to me. She gave me the gift of opening my eyes and saying, hey, wake up. This is your life. This is not a dress rehearsal. Life is not 20 years from now. Life is right now. And she also, kind of kicked my ass about getting in shape and taking care of my health. And I often will say health is wealth, because you may have all the money or all the posters or all the drugs in the world. And if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. And I want to be dancing to Phish or whoever for the rest of my life. And, so I lost 50 pounds probably, got in shape. And now I don't spend my money on stuff. I live in a 600 square foot apartment. I have a 22-year-old car, but I travel, not these days, but I travel. I see the world as much as I can. I go see Phish, and, it's tough. I miss it. I'm this one version of me, which I enjoy, but I miss the other version, most especially the Phish version. And what I've really come to realize, what I miss most about Phish is I love the music and I love the shows and I love the experience, but I miss the community and I miss feeling that collective energy and just everyone being on the same page and riding that wave and enjoying ourselves. And I miss that, and I really look forward to it again. And I say the universe doesn't often give you what you want, but it gives you what you need. And as far as the whole Corona thing with Phish, I specifically feel in many ways like, and this goes for myself as well, that maybe I was taking Phish for granted or the experience for granted, and was going to shows and I would bitch to you like, oh, that was terrible song selection or whatever. And I really kind of needed a reset, because we were around when Phish wasn't around, 1.0, 2.0, and now we're around when they aren't again. And I think the reset for the appreciation and attitude of gratitude I'm going to have for the next time I get to see Phish and be with my friends and be with you all and be with the community, it's going to be fucking magical.
Yeah. You know what I miss? I miss that magical moment when you're right there and the lights go down and the band's about to take the stage, and all of a sudden you look to your left and here comes Henry Schwab with a popcorn and water, ready to take the spot right in front of you. But that's okay, because I know once Henry shows up, I'm set for the night. Okay, I don't have to do anything, because there was a point in my Phish career when I was in the pit, and then the Wooks would come, try to get in, and I'd have to talk myself and deal with them, and have to, get into an argument. I didn't need that because I was in a good mood. Plus, I may have been high. And all of a sudden, Henry Schwab comes into my life, and all I have to do is say, "Henry, how are you?" As they, he comes in during the sample in a jar opener. He's right there. He takes care of everything for me. I don't have to move. He moves this guy here, that guy here. Everyone's in the space. It's a wonderful thing, Jeff. It really
the problem is during 4.0, I'm not touching anyone. I'm not going to hear anyone.
I live in a 3.5 lifestyle right now. Let me tell you.
I'm totally retired. I am. I'm probably going to be in the back row with like a bubble, just doing my own little thing. I won't see anyone. I'll show up right after the show starts. I'll leave before it ends. Yeah. I don't know if this virus is ever going to end or how I'm going to do Phish again. I'm going to do it, though. You can't stop me.
Oh, I'm holding on to all my tickets they gave me. Trust me. I'm not asking for any refunds.
Well, okay. So reality check. Did you guys roll your tickets over from this year till next year, or did you take a refund?
No, me personally, I said, let it ride.
Did you guys hear the question?
Yeah, I have good seats too.
Let it ride.
I don't know where they're sitting.
Rolled it over.
Think?
We rolled it over.
We should be in Hershey.
Yeah, the last time I scored tickets through like a lottery, I think was like Deer Creek 93 Grateful Dead. I mean, I just show up and try to make it work and just try to get to the floor before the lights go off. And things just seem to work out, man. I've had such a good time. I'm not going to tell you how many shows I've seen because people think that's conceited. Message me. I'll give you the number. I don't want you to spread it out, but
no, you want me to spread it out. Shut up.
It's like 1,200 or 1,400, isn't it?
I'm just happy to show up. I mean, there's no way I'm going to be stopped on this next tour. The family,
more shows than Paige.
The job. I mean, Kuroda's ahead of me. I'm not going to bullshit you. You see
I'm going to still tell people to shut the fuck up when the band's playing, though.
Oh my God.
Well, the talking is really the hardest thing. Let's face it.
Yeah.
The December thing.
Mandy there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Is anyone left still watching the show, or have we scared everyone away?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I need like some updated numbers.
No.
Well, there's one or two people left.
I think we scared the audience away when Henry started talking about his poster collection.
And talking about the poster collection.
Actually, some of the people commented more posters.
Yeah. So if I could talk about posters for a second, that
more posters
one that Mandy likes from Georgia, that's David Welker. And,
yep, I know that.
David Welker does not get enough love, and he gets a ton of love. But he is like outside the Phish scene, one of the greatest artists of all time. Mm-hmm. And every poster he's ever done has just like killed it. Came into the Phish in the Rift when Fink said he got that poster, he retired. I mean, I love talking about David Welker. And if you haven't joined his Facebook group, it's one of the best groups out there. David,
why don't you send me, God forbid you send me an invitation. I'm banned from more groups than I'm actually allowed in, which is a shame because I'm really bringing my A game these days. And I feel like I'm a lot softer than I used to be.
But you are kind of have that like.
Do you see I'm on the computer here?
You kind of have that like Biden thing going on right now, like Biden, where you're kind of like slowing down a little bit, becoming a little kinder. I can't believe we pulled you away from Rachel Maddow for this, so you could hear about his VP.
Rachel Maddow starts at 9. Don't you worry. I know everyone's schedule. You're not going to fool me, Henry. But I have Phish in a movie dinner and a movie tonight. I was not at that show. I made a last-minute trip to go to Vegas though that year for the Casbah box set, which I happen to think is one of the best sets of Phish I've seen, and certainly one of the best New Year's shows I've seen.
I think they had Halloween that one.
But that one too. I meant Halloween.
No one gives a fuck what you're saying, man, because you're totally out of it. But let's get back to the posters.
You're right. I am like Biden.
I got a question for you. Is fall 2018 the hottest tour that the band has played since they came back?
I would say fall 2013. I think you guys might even
Anyone?
Fall 2013.
Yeah.
I mean, do you put the Baker's Dozen beyond category? Because I think that was the greatest, most awesome, magical experience possibly of my life.
I agree 100%. Baker's Dozen its own thing. The best Phish event I've ever done.
Yeah, but it was something. It wasn't really a tour. It was something special. A tour is something different because you're going from city to city. So let's disqualify the Baker's Dozen just because it was in one venue and it wasn't technically a tour.
The 5 shows before were awesome too, though. But if we put that in its own category, I would say summer 2015, I think, was excellent when Trey was coming off of Fare Thee Well and they just hit the ground running. It's Mandy fall 13.
That's when I met Josh. There's a very funny story involved here. I was with Calico and Tina Waterfield and Dave Levin, and we had really good seats in Hartford. We got lucky and got some real nice lower level, like second row. And Cammy was there as well. And all of a sudden coming in like a bowling ball from hell, Josh Finkenberg. And just completely crashes our row. But Cammy and Tina said he was cool, so we let him stay. I made a Facebook friend. Not that I needed another one, let's face it. I mean, how many whoops can you have? But Josh Finkenberg, now we've been friends for 7 years. I won't even get into the Henry Schwab story, how I met him. But that was in the pit as well. Started off in an argument, as things usually do. And now we're like best friends.
I mean, how many Jews can you fit into the rail without there being 22 opinions?
I mean, honestly.
Well, at Mandy side, 400.
This Facebook group, whatever the hell we're doing here, there is so little foreskin involved. It's really a shanda. I was really hoping for more foreskin tonight, and this group was able to provide.
Well, if we had one more, we'd have a minion.
Yeah, no, I don't need that. Yeah, this is like a package of Hebrew National hot dogs. It's like it really is the microcosm of a Phish show. 4 Jews, 4 Jewish guys,
middle-aged.
Maybe you.
Well, let's talk about the main course tonight, which is the dinner and a movie. Rosemont Horizon. Who was here? Henry was there, of course, right? Josh, you were there?
I was not.
Or no?
I was not. I was in Vegas, but I skipped Chicago.
I don't know, Josh.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't at Chicago either, and I was at Hampton though, which I really enjoyed that tour, and also I think did that open Albany? So I was at those first 5 or so, which I really enjoyed. I thought the band was playing with a lot of fire in 2018. Henry, what was the show like live? Because the energy coming off the tape is just absolutely incredible.
Well, Chicago's my hometown. Saw my first Phish show there in '92, first Dead show there. I got the Chicago roots. Probably the most drunk crowd in the Phish scene. I mean, these people come to party. I mean, they are just so wasted in the lot.
Yeah.
You're just slipping and sliding, walking around. People are just smoking cigs. People are riled up. They're excited. They're throwing down money. The Phish crowd is that special Midwest vibe. For me, the best shows of 1.0 were the Midwest. The crowd just brought it. The band was chill. Didn't seem like they were nervous being on the coast. And that kind of energy came back. And right from that first note through all 3 shows, they totally brought it. They were jamming hard. They had that great tour warmed up in the Albany, Hampton, which were great shows. And Chicago might have been the peak of it. I mean, Vegas was awesome. And that Halloween show was amazing. But Chicago just brought so much energy. And I'm really excited to watch it tonight because I haven't really thought about it since then. And a lot of highlights there. I remember seeing Pollock on the rail again there too. Mike's side, his favorite spot with Jenny. And Marty Zimmerman, the whole Midwest Chicago crew was there. Another huge poster collector, Marty from Indiana. Hope you're listening, Marty. And
I hope you're getting residuals on every name you drop here. Jesus.
I mean, I haven't mentioned Helton or AJ yet in the poster.
I'm just glad
I
I'm
think you
here.
got $5 before the show for each name.
Me.
I mean, people want to talk about posters. I mean, they don't want to talk about kids that get kicked out of Facebook groups.
Yeah, I don't. I'd rather talk about drama.
Let's talk about some of let's talk about the pitfalls of running a site and how much the work end of it and dealing with all the personalities. Have you tried to ban anybody yet, Mandy?
Ban anyone? Are you kidding me? I'm just happy anyone would agree to be in the group. Are you kidding me? Ban. That cuts down my numbers. All these numbers. You see how many people are in my group? It's
all your audience.
I want as many people as possible. It's much better for my lot cred that way. What time's the Phish show starting, Jeff? Because this the whole thing.
Do you have any fans?
Yeah.
You have 25 minutes yet, Mandy. Relax. You're good. I'm going to let you go any minute here.
No,
Don't worry.
No.
I know your drugs.
I need more
I know
internet.
your drugs are going to kick in soon. You need more internet bandwidth?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's go back. Can we go back to talking about me?
Go. It's all yours.
Thank you. Yeah. So this Facebook
talk about
group,
being the meme queen.
Yeah, I've made a lot of good memes in my time. There's actually a group I really like called Phishtastic Memes.
Yeah.
I've been dropping some of my old greatest hits in that one. People have been eating it up, which, at this stage of the game, the best thing I have going for me is an Adderall collection and your likes on Facebook. Really, that's all I have going for me.
Yeah, I find moderating a group to be really difficult. And the Phish fans are really unruly. I mean, you understand why when you get to a show, no one wants to follow any rules. It's the same thing in the Facebook community. I mean, I like rules, but I also like to break rules. And like I said before, it's herding cats. And you almost play like a referee a lot of the times, where half the people think you're right and half the people think you're wrong. So no matter what you do, you're loved and hated at the same time. And you just got to not take it personally. And the bigger groups, these guys are obviously, more small time and have smaller groups. When you get to like over 10,000, it's madness. And I
don't need that in my life, Henry.
Yes.
You have a lot of rules, Henry. Like,
I don't need that. My group, surprisingly enough, I have so many drama queens in that group, but everyone behaves. Am I right? You people are in there.
Yeah.
There's very little drama. I wish it was more drama. Sometimes I try to create my own drama to get these people going. Well, truth be told, but I love hanging out for shows and webcasts. Insanity, which is Josh's group. You got the people I actually like there. Everyone's chill. We can talk about the shows. Nobody busts my balls. It's wonderful.
We actually, we don't have much. We don't have any drama, but it's also a small, curated group. It's,
what are you going to do, Josh, when everyone wants to join your group now that they find out it's the coolest group in the scene?
Hey man, it's you got to have a golden ticket invitation to get into the group. It's not everyone. It's not a free for all. It's just.
I'm shocked I'm even let it in there. Honestly, can I work the velvet rope now that you're going to get all this influence?
No, then it'll become Mandy's group, and Mandy's group. The reason there's no drama in Mandy's group is because it's a fucking rolling shit show anyway.
I don't appreciate that. If I wanted to be abused, I would stay home with my family. All right, what else is going on, Jeff?
And it works.
Yep. So anyway,
I got a question for you,
Henry. So Henry, you have more rules. Go ahead, Josh.
What do you think Trey's gonna play tonight on Fallon?
Can I say that? Here's what I want. Trey played a song, and you guys made it because it was in California, called "All Pretending." It is my new favorite Trey song. I've been listening. It's a what do you people call that? An earbug?
Earworm.
Worm bug. He played it one time at the Wilderness, January 18th. And if you haven't listened to, and there's no video of it, So you actually have to have the Phish app, and I'm certainly not going to share my code with anyone. In fact, I actually am mooching off Silly Greenman's code. She lets me share her app. So she's basically paying for my bill right now. And I owe her. It's funny. This is a great deal because I owe Silly a drink. And we haven't had shows in a long time, so I'm saving a lot of money. But all pretending, if you haven't heard it, it's worth actually buying the Phish app for it. It is one of the best songs to come along. It's phenomenal. I've been listening, trying to get into Trey's new stuff. Some really good stuff in there.
How's that going?
For me, not well. I'm trying to keep things positive here. No, there's some songs I'm trying to get into. There's one song that actually sounds like Tide Turns.
Oh yeah, from the guy who slams everybody. You're trying to fucking handle. You're handling Trey's solo project with kid gloves in case he's watching. Fuck that. Let's hear what you really feel. Come on.
Trey's watching. I make. Yeah, but yes, I'm listening to the new stuff.
I know Trey's not watching, guys.
Hey Trey, he's not watching.
All right, let's talk about posters or rules. I mean, isn't that what all your friends are asking questions for right now, Jeff? What are the questions?
Mandy, I'm losing.
We got any questions? I mean,
so let's final thoughts. Final thoughts here, boys, because we're getting close to the end. I want to give the people time to pregame. Give me some of your final thoughts here on what's happening in the scene. Fink, you want to start?
What's some thoughts on what's happening in the scene, in the Phish scene in
Josh?
general?
yeah.
Yeah, like what's happening now? What's our future hold? And
Okay. Well, I really believe Phish has reached a tipping point, and they are kind of mainstream now, which is interesting. I feel like supply and demand is going to be pretty insane when they do come back, because there's going to be so much pent up desire and energy to see them. My slight concern is, they're a little older and taking whatever it's going to be, a year and a half, 2 years off. They might lose a little something on the fastball, but I think it's going to be more than made up for in just the energy felt by the band and the fans when they're back and we're all together again. So the scene's healthy. It's a good spot, but it's in an unhealthy country right now. So
yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really good point that you make there about the demand, the supply and demand. I don't really ever think of Phish as mainstream. I mean, that would never something I would say, but they have. I think that since the Baker's dozen, actually, they've picked up a lot of new fans onto the scene, and the demand for tickets has increased. And we know what it was like coming into this tour, and I think that yes. That's going to be a major issue when they come back, is that everybody and their mother is going to want to suck up every musical experience coming when it comes out. So it's going to be really hard. Mandy, do you want to, you have something you want to add there?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why I've held on to my Dick's tickets, because I'm going to drop those things on StubHub like a motherfucker. I am going to make so much money off these people. Forget about it. Oh, I can't wait. The longer
are they floor tickets?
Huh? Oh yeah, come on.
Are they floor seats?
Oh yeah, Dick's. I'm praying that the first comeback will be Dick, because I will. Yeah, I promised also Silly Greenman I have a ticket for that. Forget about it. She's done. I'm going to sell her ticket as well. Yeah.
You think that's the over under, Dick's? When do you think?
All kidding aside, I mean, who the hell knows with this administration? I mean, will there be a vaccine? You can't believe anything anyone says anyway. If you believe the fact that there might be a vaccine by the end of the year, I think there's a very good possibility, logistically speaking, that Dick's could be the linchpin, the launching pad rather, for the return of Phish. Excuse me. You see I'm on the computer? My cats are fighting. Come over here.
I don't know.
Anyway, Tebow, relax. Bring the cat over here.
Yeah, there's still a plague at Dick's.
Huh?
Hey, frog.
There's still a plague at Dick's.
The cat's taller than me. Trust me. All right, get the fuck out of here.
Henry, what are some of your wrap-up thoughts here as we wrap this up?
Well, I mean, I love the fights between the 3.0 and the 4.0 kids on the Facebook pages. I believe the next show is 4.0, so I'm in that camp, and it was a minority opinion. I think, the community will finally come over to my side because I am right 95 to 99% of the time, in my opinion. So I'm excited that, I will be proven right as usual. And I'm really excited that the fans keep on donating at these shows to the Water Wheel Foundation and all the groups that they pick. I've been shocked at how much money people are kicking down in this economy. As bad and crazy as the world is doing, the Phish fans continue to give back. I mean, that's been like a great bonus, great thing for me to see. The poster community is rocking. Another thing I thought that might have problems, but just like real estate in nice areas, poster market's rocking. Kids are making money. Poster people are happy. And the art, when it comes back with these new bands, that pent-up frustration is going to also explode. And we're going to see like a revolution and a renaissance in art with the bands. And I am 100% in. I was 100% in for GD50, 100% in for the Baker's Dozen. Everyone thought it would be okay. I said these are going to be the biggest things that we see during this time period. And I'm telling you right now, when the band comes back, you think Hampton 09 was big? This is going to be 100 times bigger, where Trump's going to have to send in the National Guard into Eugene to keep things under control.
All kidding aside,
and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
All kidding. Can I
go ahead, Mandy?
Because I've already been here long enough. All kidding aside, no one loves going to Phish shows as much as I do. I love the people. I love my friends. I love seeing new people. I love seeing new guys. It's like summer camp for adults, and just to get a little sentimental here, I miss this more than anything. It's like the closest thing I can think about is like being a child living in Florida, going to Disney World, and like you count down the days until Disney World, and I count down the days until Phish, and it's not just because of the music. And trust me, I love the music, but it's for seeing friends and just seeing people I miss a lot, and the groups, keep you connected. But there's nothing like being there and seeing everyone when the light goes down and the hugs and the after parties, and just I miss it. I really do. I miss it a lot. Miss you guys, and thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I think you're speaking for all of us. You're speaking for all of us. And, I have met Trey a couple times, and one thing that he's told me over and over again is that the reason he does this is to make Mandy Berman happy. So I'm glad that Trey's goal is getting through.
I should have married Trey, because that would have ended it all.
I'm just glad that Biden's PR team told me what to say at the end to make him look good, so he gets back into some of these groups. But I don't think it's going to work.
Nah. Politics for another day.
Well, all the drama and pathos, everything you guys do for the scene is appreciated from out there. We got a lot of love today from the scene. I hope everybody enjoys Dinner and a Movie. I want to thank Josh Finkenberg from Sanity and Mandy Berman from Mandy Berman's Stupid Phish Group, and our good friend Henry Schwab from Phish Inc. for coming on today and, giving us a little bit of the inside and talking shit. Thank you, guys. You did not let me down. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Good night, Jeff.
Okay, great. There they go. There they go. They're all there. They go. There they go. There they go. The fans, you see it. You see the passion. You see the love. You see everybody, the amount of energy that everybody puts into this scene constantly. It's like my light. It's so bright. It's like bright. It's dark. You see the view here? Look at that. Sunset over the Chesapeake. Oh, it's so beautiful. I have some show notes. I'm trying to find them on my computer here in my banners. I want to tell you a couple things. One is about Sin Lawn. They have artificial turf. We're getting it done on our deck. My daughter is doing it right now to make it nice and cool out there. And they have an amazing product. You should check it out. Environmentally friendly. And if you sign up, you get your own putting green. I mean, how cool is that? I don't even play golf, and I'd like a putting green. Just be a cool place to hang out. So go to sinlawn.com and sign up and get an estimate on your backyard, on your lawn, or wherever you put your grass. I know out here on the East Coast, you guys do not need artificial turf. That's a thing for us folks on the West Coast that have a lot of, we don't want to use up all that water. And headcount.org, folks, there's nothing more important you can do to check your status to make sure you are registered to vote and to know the facts and know which way to vote in this upcoming election, because it's going to be a shit show. And, I want to make sure that everybody's on the right page here and supporting. I don't really care who you vote for. That's not my job. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. But I will tell you that you need to sign up with Headcount and check them out. And I showed you guys earlier my Asher's chocolate bar right here. This is not a paid announcement. I did this for a promotional item, and it is delicious. My friend Larry, who designed this label, texted me during the show to tell me how delicious it was. It is the bomb. There is mini M&Ms, potato chips, pretzels, coconut flakes, and raisins here, chocolate, and the secret ingredient, CBD. This is the first thing the Ashers have done in their factory like this. I call the trash bar, because there's so many different things in it. And it has CBD. It's our first product with CBD with our Dr. Mark Chaldone involved in it. And, I'm going to send all the guys today a solo pipe from our friends at Solo Pipe Venice. I just got a batch delivered today, and everybody hit me up. They're like, oh, all my friends are buying these things now, Kravitz. They're incredible. So there are our shout outs: Sin Lawn, headcount.org, Asher's Chocolates, and Solo Pipe. You heard it all. Folks, listen, there's nothing better than the scene we're involved in. This is the shit. It's the pinnacle. Living live music in the improv, in the moment, just living it. Every day is a different adventure, going in and dipping in and loving the shows and hating the shows and commiserating with your friends and licking your wounds and celebrating life the way we used to, the way we're going to one day again. This is all going to come back. I don't know how and I don't know when, but we will be back with each other sooner than you can imagine. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. We have an amazing, amazing scene. You guys complete me. Peace, love, happiness, everybody out there. Here's the hug. I want to thank Cousin Bob for having me out here on the Chesapeake. And tonight we're going to watch a meteor shower. I don't know if you know this, but 2 a.m. tonight, I guess that's East Coast time. 2 a.m. today, East Coast time. Look up in the sky, and you're going to see the Parasites meteor shower. Tonight is the best night to see it. So take some psychedelics and go out there and watch the sky fall. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Marco Benevento is our guest tomorrow. So tune in.